Hello and namaste, bon dia. I am Aman. Today I have a special episode that I'm about to present on today's interview. As you have been following my work, my interview, where I try to get the ground level information on the side of business, finance, and real estate. And on today's video, on today's interview, I have a very special guest with whom I will be trying to get the inner insights on these topics. So I have a very special guest who is a person behind a real estate agency, Mr. João. So without taking much time, I'm about to introduce him. Hello.
Hello, how are you, Aman?
I'm good. João, first of all, I would like to thank you very much for allowing me to take this interview and being there. How are you?
I'm good. Things are a bit crazy this past few weeks. A lot of process. They were reaching their final destination, so it's been a crazy month, I would say.
Okay. And you still look very positive and
yeah,
energy.
Everything. The market. There are some things that affect the market with politics and other things in the environment, and some projects and international also, like the taxes of Euribor are set to get 25% points down. So everything is compiling for the real estate market to bloom and still go blooming here in Portugal.
That's great. So João, as I know you, you are the director of
Almada
Zone agency.
Yeah.
Let's say a branch of Zone, which is, as you said to me last time, and we had a talk once, that it is a very young company, but it's growing amazing, right?
Yeah.
It has.
So Zome appeared 5 years ago, okay, and Inspired is a relatively new brand to the sector. All the branches and all the people that work here already passed for the last 20 years in this market.
Okay.
So they experienced several brands in the national market. They see different protocols, different advantage and some disadvantage in some brands. And what they think was, why do we still have something that we have to report or talk to someone that is not in our market? Because most of the brands that operate in Portugal, and I'm talking about the big brands, so they are from or United States or Central Europe. So our market, it's a little bit special. Okay? There are some things that are very unique to our market, and you can see the evolution of markets compared to ours. I would say like Polish market, or Lithuania or Lithuania. So those are emerging countries in Europe, and we have it's similar to what Portugal was 20 years ago, and that's why the big brands in real estate grow so much in Portugal. And instead of getting all the directions from across the sea or another country, we decided to create this company or this brand with all the acquired knowledge throughout several years, and do something that is 100% Portuguese, okay? And that's the big advantage, or one of the biggest advantage that we have here. And this week also I went to a meeting with all the other directors and the directors of the Zome International, so we can discuss what's our plans for the end of the year, what's our plan for the next year, what we are going to do. So it's something that is very close, and it's the easiest way for you to define what path should you get to the best results.
Wow.
We are getting them, like we have a growth this year in terms of, and I'm talking nationally, we have a growth between 30 and 40%. Okay.
That's amazing number. So that's the probably energy behind such a exponential growth of this company in such a young time, that the team is well trained based on the fact of experience.
Yeah, we have several stuff or several things that are different from, and that's kind of the approach that we try to do. It's do things the way they weren't making them be different. Okay, so difference here is, the difference is like we are our gamble in sort of gamble is to go very knowledgeable about technology, to put things on the digital market, learn and give formation and training to our agents that comply with this, so they can be different from the other. We are doing things differently so that the new agents or the new real estate agents that come and train with us be prepared for the market now and in the future, and not be obliged for what was the market 20 years ago. That's one of the problems, and we invest a lot in training and getting new formations and getting new technology to our app for our agents to be like on the tip of on the edge of the market, and they are complying to what the world is giving to us now.
That's amazing. That's very hopeful of this agency that is going to really make a difference in the market for addressing client or the part of the ecosystem that is engaged in real estate to get better experience. João, I would like to a little bit get back to your personal story. Normally, whenever I do an interview, I would like to a little bit get a background story of the person, how that person got into that specific sector. So how did you come to this real estate?
By challenge. Like a dare. No, I have like my partners and I, they tried to convince me to enter this real estate business. There was something that they were more involved than I, but I had experience, and my experience in the branch of hospitality and restoration and hotels, so I was very used to deal with teams, managing people, managing resources, to motivate and make people do better their job. I also had experience in giving training to people, so I was more in the back office area, and they were more in this market. I was working for other companies, and I work in some multinationals, but then they challenged me and said, what if we would open an agency? What would you think of that? And I was like, I don't know if that is the right way to go. And they go, no, this is the way we have to go, and we have to go now. And I said, okay, and here we are. So
this friend of you who challenged yourself are part of the brands at the moment.
Yeah, they are my partners, and some of them are not in the actual business now. They are a little bit far away, and they let me hold the business in the right direction. And that's what our agreement.
But they are still with you in the business.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's lovely. That's very good friend of That's very good friend that everyone should have.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
motivates to go ahead with the career. And since how long have you been into this?
we have this store open in, it's gonna make three years,
3
I would
years,
say,
okay.
this year. We have, yeah, we are, or 4 years. We are in that interval because this is a little bit different or a little bit hard for me to say because we opened the store, but we were already working like 8 months before.
Okay.
But we are not on this physical space.
Okay.
We are operating in other stores. That's one common policy of the zone. That when you sign the contract and if you have teams and you want to start training, you want people that are going to work with you to start to feel the energy. Bring them to some store that's already implemented.
Wow.
Okay, so we start there, we connect. The networking is very important in this business, and in spite of you are working in one store, it's always good to find and to know what other colleagues are, what they are like, which markets are they more knowledgeable. So if you have a client that wants to buy something specific in one place, you can call your colleague, do you know what is the best area, or do you know what price should we look for on this specific area? So the networking is very important in this business.
True.
So all this sharing and all this common, like a common goal, okay, that is disseminated in all across the company, makes us grow faster than, okay, this is your store, do it your own way, okay.
Yeah. It will also give a very good foundational starting.
Yeah.
That you don't know like what's the starting point where you get
and you
platform.
you can start working even if you don't have a specific space for you to be a store. And I could tell you that I was looking for this store for about, I would say, 4 months.
Okay.
4 to 5 months until I find this store.
This location,
okay?
but you guys were still, in the meantime you were already on the mission.
Plus all the renovations that we needed to do here, so it takes us something like 8 to 10 months.
Okay.
So that's why I would say this store is here to 3 years, but we are working almost at 4. So it's something like this. Okay.
So in these 3 to a little bit more time, what's the number of client that you can guess this store have been able to serve?
Okay, so we have done, I would say 30, 40. We have almost done, I would say, 100 clients.
100 clients.
Yeah, something like around that base.
Okay. And what percent is Portuguese and what percentage were expats?
So I would say 95% to 90 to local clients or Portuguese clients, and I would say 10 to 5% to
were outside.
Outside, yeah.
Okay. So as I'm from Nepal and I know a lot of pain or worries of the immigrant perspective of understanding or finding the right information to buy the apartments or make an investment. So I want you to, if it is possible, to share how is the experience like for someone who is not a Portuguese, but in a way, let's say a resident or someone who has some kind of document of Portugal and wish to buy a house. How does it look like? How easy, how difficult is it?
If you're doing on your own, I would say it would be very difficult. Okay.
Remember,
the thing here is that, like in all countries and all areas, you have to know the area that you are buying, or what we do is to make a profile. So first I need to know you, to know your needs and what you like to do, where do you work, where do you go, do you use service transportations, do you use your own transportation to go to work, do you prefer to be close to your hobbies or the things that you do on your free time, or be more close to work. So it's very important, and for me the most important thing to understand the needs of the person that I have here. Is your need to grow a family? Is your need to invest? Okay, so these are two different ways. After you have to say, so you're thinking of this as a long-term, and this is a quite harsh question when I ask if you're thinking of being in this house for a long time, and things can change in 1 year, 2 years, and okay, now my wife is pregnant, we need a new house, okay, and we made a project for 5 to 10 years, okay. So the average normally is people buy and sell houses in an interval of 7 years, okay. So when you come here and you want to buy here and you want to start a family, we can advise you on the zone. We can advise you on this is not a particularly good zone or not a good zone for you to have your return of investment when you sell. So this is what we do with our clients. For an investor, we try to search for them like the growing areas they can have a bigger margin of profit, okay. This zone is getting a lot of new houses, so the market value will go up, so this is a nice zone for you to invest. If you want to resell it, if you want to put it on rent in long term, this and this area are most profitable, or they have more demand. We are now working also in a different kind of I would say rental, like on Airbnb. We have some connections that, because the margins and the profits are a little bit different, the risk is also higher, but we are investing with a partner of ours in certain areas for them to imagine that you can use like the best of both worlds. Because if you're doing an investment and you want to buy a house and then put it to rent, okay, and you're going to use it on a long-term renting, so what will happen is you're never going to use that house, or you'll always have that house in the market. So on the Airbnb, people can get, like, for me, an investor, a foreign investor or something like that, I can come for vacations and I stay in my house, okay, then I live and my house,
and the house is making money,
so it's becoming profitable, but I can use it also. So it's a little bit different market. It's more attractive to foreign people, because depending, if you just want to buy one house, that's the most profitable revenue that you will have. But imagine if you want to buy like 10 houses, I would not suggest that, and do it like a different kind of modules, and where you can. It's for me, the real estate market for me is a little bit like stock market. Okay, you have some that you have more profitable, but the risk is higher, and you have like the big ones, the big companies that you invest, that you know that you will not have a great increase in profits, but it's more certain that across time you have significant positive growth in the next years. Like, for instance, if you buy Apple stocks, you know for sure that you have like an increase to 5 to 10% in the next, I would say, 5 to 10 years, something like that. And if you buy from a small company, you have like probably a bigger risk,
or also bigger again,
but you can like grow like 50 to 60%. So
yeah,
I see real estate market a little bit like this, and depending on your profile, like I said, so that's why I always do a profile interview to see what's your expectations, and then I put people on different projects and see what do they think of this, and give them several options for them to choose.
To choose the right project.
Yeah.
So you do facilitate from here to individuals buyer, and also at the same time big investor also, right? And how is it like on a finance part? For example, if someone wants to buy a house for his private use, what's the maximum loan, bank loan can he get? Or if a company is there, new company that wants to invest in real estate properties, it could be for rental or Airbnb, hotel or anything.
Okay.
So how does the financial sides looks like?
Okay, so that's an answer that I could not give you like a straight answer. Okay, that depends on enormous factors. Okay, so like I do profile for my clients, also banks do profile for their clients. So this is like a mixture of commitment from the buyer and the bank. So depending on, because the banks always work with stability, okay? So you're buying in Portugal a house. So Portugal is a neutral country with a lot of tourists, low criminality, so houses, and they know for a fact that the house values or the market will not go down fast, okay? Or probably in this time, and the predictions say that it will grow on the upcoming years. But they have to know what do you do, for what do you want the house, is that house going to generate revenue or not? So it depends on a lot of factors, okay? This has to be an analysis case by case. In terms of bureaucracy, it's not very hard or something that is difficult, okay? And you have several options to go with, and we have several partners that work with us to get that specialized information about which bank, which conditions, which house. So this will be a case-by-case analysis. We assist on that. We have one of the things that we want to do is that's why we do not call this a store, but we call this a hub. Okay, because it's like an airport. On an airport you have several services, not only flights in and flights out. When you get there you have food, you have clothing, you have perfumes, you have rental cars, you have boat passage, something like that. So what we want and what we want to do when we create a store like this is like to be like an airport where you can buy a house, you can have assistance on your financials and bank loans, you need an insurance, we have also partners that work with us. You want to invest, and probably on Airbnb we have a partner that has all these connections and can do the managing for you. You want to do, I don't know, something like alarms or contracts with communications. We can gather this service here so that you don't have to go door to door into other places to get all the things that you need in your house, for instance.
That's very convenient also for the buyer or the investor. Instead of banging in different person or service provider, that they get at least the necessity services here, so that they can make the decision based on the fact of information.
The best decision is always an informed decision. So as you get more information, the better will be for you to make a better decision. So
better decision.
That's our job, to give you, okay, this is all the information that you can get, all these proposals are on the table. Now you decide. So
Yeah.
it's easier for the client to make an informed decision based on things that are A, B, C, and D.
Yeah.
And they can define their plan.
And they can feel afterwards, you
Yeah.
know, they can have the good feelings afterwards whenever they make a judgment of the services, you
Yeah.
know, at their house. And what's the, like, in number, what's the practice on an average? Of course, each individuals can have a different loan approval, but what's in the general, up to what percent are bank financing on housing loan?
Depends on the country, like I said.
Here in Portugal?
No, country of origin.
Okay.
So imagine if you are working, because what they analyze is, imagine, where does your revenue come from? Is your revenue coming from Portugal? Is your revenue coming from Schengen space in Europe? Is your revenue coming from Africa, from Australia, whatever? They analyze where your revenue come from, then the commitment that you have. For instance, if you two clients from the same origin with the same income or source of income, and they want to buy here, but one gives like 20% of the entrance, the other only gives 10%. The bank will analyze also this commitment to see, okay, maybe they can approve both, but probably the one that gives you 20% of the house will get better conditions than the other because of the commitment. Banks also judge this kind of things, so it's important for you to also comprehend and be sure that your commitment and depends on a lot of factors. That's why I say that that's not an easy answer, because we have some clients that get loans on different rates, and like the case that I say, they have the same point of origin, the revenue that they make are from stable countries, but then the commitment that they have for the buy in this case, it's different, and so the bank gives them completely different
deals.
Yeah.
Okay. So the important is to have the best profile possible.
But normally banks will finance from, I would say, 80 to 50%. Yeah.
80 to 50%. So okay.
It depends on cases. I had like foreigners that also get like 85. It depends on the bank also. It depends. Yeah, it's
really.
Yeah,
85% of the house was financed by the bank.
But depends a lot. It's a case-by-case analysis.
Okay. Great. Thank you, Portugal, Bank of Portugal, for this this possibility.
Yeah, and still is a very good market to invest.
And what about on the business aspect? Like, for example, if there is an investment that is coming, direct investment that is coming to, let's say, to buy or build a real estate building. So up to what percentage does bank finance on those projects?
Also depends on the background of the company, depends on, it's not difficult, but depends a lot on the company's background.
But as a new company, can they get, or they have to be in the market for at least certain time?
For that case, I would say they had to have half of the investment, or two thirds. It depends.
Okay.
Because here in Portugal, normally a new company to have, like, you have to prove your revenue, or you have to people must see that this is a profitable company or something like that. Okay. So what happens is they make a 2 years period for this analysis. Okay. Normally after that 2 year period, depends on your revenue and what you want to do with the money.
Because I'm asking this question because I get inquiries from Nepalese and some Asian entrepreneur who has good business in Malta, Dubai, Qatar,
That's
and
okay.
Eastern
But
countries.
that's not a new company. So what they have to do, they can invest here or with their starting company from another country. That's no issue.
Okay, great. That's very good news.
The only thing here is that they have to pay taxes here. That's the only thing, but that's normal across the globe. So
Yeah, we are so thankful to Portugal for welcoming us, you know, to feel home.
Yeah.
So we feel very happy to contribute that.
Okay.
And that's really wonderful. Thank you, Zol, for giving this insights. And I believe this insights definitely will be a plus point for our audience that are thinking of Portugal, you know.
It's still, like I said, we have several characteristics of the country that allows Portugal still to be like one of the greatest country. I don't want to say greatest, but a great opportunity for investment because you have the weather. The weather here is excellent.
Yeah.
People here are normally nice. They are welcome to everybody. So people feel comfortable to come here. The food is great.
Yeah.
We have several places with magnificent views, and like you want country and you have countrysides. You want to go to near the sea and you have seasides. So there's a lot of different places that you can go with a lot of tradition, also with historical places. So it's a market that it's great for people that come from other countries to come here and visit, and also a great place to invest. Still,
yeah, it is. It is. Thank you so much for getting that ground level information and bringing it on a table so that people can really see the fact. Thank you so much, Joel, for this. And if there is more in-depth information that you would like to know on investment opportunity here in Portugal, especially on real estate, I will highly recommend Joel. And I guess I can do that.
Yeah.
Right? So
thank you.
You're welcome. I will be writing the description how you can reach out to Joel, and also the agency information and about available properties and investment project. Thank you so much, Joel, for this.
Once again, Aman, I'm very grateful for you to receive. It's also great for me to explain and to get people to know what is the real estate agency work and what we do, because normally people think that this is just okay, we are just put something online, and this is way more difficult and way more detailed than that.
Yeah, it is. So, it is.
Yeah, so
keep up
it's
the
great
good work.
to have the opportunity to say it also.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Muito obrigado.
Obrigado, Aman. Donevado.
You're welcome. So, all right, this was wonderful sharing with Joao, and I always enjoy getting this information as usual. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will be mentioning all those details. And if you want to reach out, Joao, if you want to reach out to me, you're welcome, and I look forward to get in touch with you. Boa tarde from Portugal. Namaste.